Hello and welcome. My name is Deirdre Coyne, and in our podcast episode today, I am delighted to be joined by Helz Jones from Yellow Hat Coaching. Very, very welcome, Helz, and even more exciting, broadcasting in Helz world from Seattle. So we met quite a few years ago when we did the Arate Coaching Positive Diploma. So over to you, Helz. Tell us all about what you're up to at the moment and anything you want to talk about.
Hi, Deirdre. Thank you so, Deirdre. Sorry, oh my God, it's so exciting to be here. And yes, I am Seattle. It's 6:11 a.m. in the morning. Thank you so much for inviting me on your podcast. So I run Yellow Hat Coaching, and my bits of coaching is a bit of life coaching and a bit of open water swim coaching. And yeah, we're gonna have a bit of a chat about that today, and maybe a bit about my travels and my adventures and what's going on. So
absolutely,
thanks
yes,
for having me.
And it's brilliant, and thank you for being so early. I'm sure you're exhausted because I knew you flew in last night, but sure, let's keep going.
Right.
When we were talking about recording this episode, I was saying to you that I was really a nervous swimmer, and you were really educating me about the open water swim dipping, I think you called it.
Yes, that's the one. Yeah. So my worlds that I've kind of left and I'm going to, but to be honest, it's really international, because we come from a coaching world which is international. Everything's online nowadays. It's really about the language that we choose to use around swimming. And I think we were talking about you hadn't done any open water swimming, and I've really thought that because was in Britain last week, the open water swimming community is very much just dipping at the moment because it's so cold. We do a group called Winter Warriors, and they focus on mostly mental health, bringing a group of people together and just getting people into the cold water safely and in a really fun group environment so that you can actually get the benefits of the cold water physically and mentally. The key factor in there is that you don't have to be able to swim. It's actually dipping as well, because most of the places we're going are very shallow. And when you're in a group as well, you've got your safety as well. It's really knowing about where you're going, how you're going to get in there, and what you need to do to get out of with the cold water swimming benefits of that during the winter time in Britain. This is specific to Britain at the minute I'm talking to, and obviously Seattle as well. But I think we talked about, you said, oh, I haven't done it yet. And I said, oh, well, there's ideas of there's communities out there, because we met through a community. Ours is like alcohol-free community and the coaching community.
Yeah.
But the open water swimming community is really big as well. So I think it's the language that people use sometimes. People don't approach it because they hear the word swimming, associate that they might not be able to swim with it and think, oh, I won't do that. Or it's open water, that might be dangerous. And it's just learning and educating ourselves about these areas so we can help bring more people into it and have an understanding and decrease the fear around the words and the learning, and get people going and having a go, really, and getting people involved.
Yeah, and I didn't realize, because obviously I know you're a qualified swim instructor. That said, it's a safe environment, because it's not that I can't swim, but I'm not a confident swimmer, so I wouldn't swim in the sea. But I think where you do the community swimming, it's in a small lake, is it? Like an enclosed?
Yes, so I was doing it at the Western-Super-Mare Marine Lake most of the time, which is an enclosed body of water, which is actually refilled from the sea on a regular basis with the tides as well. But we do also swim in the sea there as well, so it isn't a closed body of water. There is the extra safety you need to think about when the tides are coming in. Is there any drift? Is there what's the weather doing? What's the air temperature we get as well? So there is a few safety factors to think about. But if you ever want to go into that, either join a Facebook group that do it, go along with more experienced people, get a coach, watch some YouTube videos out there. There is so much knowledge on the internet. Or if you just go down for the walk for a local place, and that's how we normally get people involved in our group. or how I ever meet anyone when I go swimming around the world is just by chatting to them, finding out where people swim, and kind of asking a few questions around the safety side of things is what I do.
And you're starting a new adventure.
Yes, I am. I'm off to Australia. So I'm currently on my way there. I'm making it a bit of a trip. And on that trip, I'm also doing lots of dipping, swimming, hanging out on the beach as well. So it's going to be quite nice. So that's kind of my jam when I go traveling. Is I tend to go near water. Um, this trip is very much water based. So kind of in the Seattle area, down to Los Angeles, Costa Rica. That's going to be a whole new world. There's going to be lots of like quite fast water flow and cloud forest and things as well. And then on to Hawaii, and then off to Adelaide. So
Wow.
yeah, it's a little bit of a big trip, but yeah, it's going to be fun. And then hopefully, once I get settled in Adelaide, get doing some more open water swim coaching. Wait a minute, open water swimming and dipping coaching, and helping people working on their confidence and getting in the water and feeling safe and happy, and really getting the benefits of that water well-being that you see so much about on the news. You know, all the people wearing those dry robes, loving their dry robes, you know, in their big groups walking around town in their Crocs and their shoes and everything. So in their big backpacks. But yeah, there's lots of adventures to be had for lots of people, and I hope to be part of their adventure.
And your yellow hat coaching. Tell me about yellow hat. How did that come about?
So I have a yellow hat. I'm not a very fanciful person when it comes to dress or anything. I'm very practical and very I'd rather probably spend more time in bed or more time in the water. So I kind of bought a yellow hat one day, and they made my husband buy it for me because he had the money at that day, and I just loved it, and I just wore it all the time. And I just kind of became to be known about the yellow hat. I mean, I'm going to go and get the yellow hat just because it's here. So,
Let's see the yellow hat.
so this
for
is
those
the
who are
this is
listening, Helz
this
has
is
got
the
the
yellow hat.
yellow. Brilliant.
So it's just a yellow hat, and then everyone, when I was like deciding to name my business, I hadn't really got into the water side of things. Water and swimming and the outdoors has always been a massive part of my life. I just done my life coaching, so it's all to do with that alcohol free. When I quit alcohol, I changed my relationship with alcohol back in 2018. That led me on to Andy Ramage. That led me on to coaching, and then I worked and helped out with a bit of the marine lake development within our local community. And that one day that the actual lake opened, I was like, I want to coach open water swimming. I really, really want to be part of this more and getting more people in the water. And that day I went and decided and put my qualification to get that actually done. And I still hadn't named a business then for the coaching stuff, and it needs to be something like recognizable. And Scott was like, in an Australian accent, may I add this in? He was like, why don't you just call it Yellow Hat Coaching? Just like that. And then another coach who's another Pinterest lady, she said, oh, there's something about your yellow hat. And then it turns out that the borough, I'm gonna forget his name, I've got his book somewhere. There's 6 hats of coaching. There's a book, it's called, I'm gonna forget his name, I'll find it for you later on so we can reference it into the podcast. Debono, I think is the Debono, and it's about the yellow hat coaching. And the yellow hat coaching is a very creative style, adventurous style, and this description really fit in. I really enjoyed the description as well. So that was it. There was yellow hat coaching through and through then. So and then still wear the hat. I probably need to wash it. It's probably really disgusting. I'm not going to smell it. So, but yeah, it's fine. I don't like. Will I lose my magic juju if I wash it? I'm just joking. But yeah, that's the yellow hat. And then we wait for it.
There's more.
This leads Helen's walking off camera now to bring out yellow swim hat.
Oh, excellent.
And then this is the collection so far. Bearing in mind, I've just had to minimize my whole entire life. If anyone didn't realize, I'm just emigrating to Australia right now. So, and here's another yellow hat. So this one's made an appearance a few times. So yeah, so may the collection begin. So yeah, I have another one somewhere. I'm not sure exactly where it is, but yes. So yellow hat. It's all to do with having an identity as a business. And I also feel like it's you can do like little yellow hat keyings. When I have my graduates, I tend to give them little yellow hats as well. But it's around positivity, adventurousness, creativity, and just bringing people out themselves and empowering people, feeling confident, really. And my little yellow hat is a symbol of that for me.
Amazing. So life has really changed and for the better since you've began this journey, not just alcohol free, but I guess the coaching and and the swimming, and now just so many amazing changes that have happened for you.
Yeah. I mean, I've always tried to live a life, um, a yes life, really get out there and be adventurous and be brave. Sometimes some of the stuff I do is terrifying, but it doesn't even cross my mind. I'm just like, oh, I'm just doing it. Like it's just it's just sometimes I never stop to take stock about where I am sometimes, and it's like, yeah, I live a big life, and it's quite scary for some people, and they're like, whoa. And it's also very people are like, oh, you're so lucky, but it's not luck. I've created all my own luck. I've worked really hard for this. It also helps having a husband who got a job in Australia too. That's also a benefit, a wonderful bonus. But as a partnership, we are going there together. So, it takes a village to help. You know this. What's
I
the
know
phrase?
this
Is
phrase.
Yeah, if he wanted to go on his own, then that wonderful for him as well. But we're in a partnership together for life now, so he can't escape me. Ha ha ha. But yeah, so we've done some like we're big adventurers, and we just want to. I don't know when he got the job offer, I was also looking at studying over there before COVID hit. Um, but yeah, when he got the job offer, it wasn't really a difficult decision. The only factor holding us back was the dog. We have a puppy, so and I wouldn't want to go anywhere without him. So, but yeah, so that was the only factor. If we couldn't take the dog, we wouldn't go. So, but yeah, he's on the plane right now. So
Oh,
he's literally about to. He's currently in Doha. He's on his little journey to Australia as well. But yeah, it's a big life. I'm a brave person. I do difficult things.
you do.
Um, and the coaching is a way of me giving back, I suppose. Not even I suppose, I know I haven't quite had the confidence to give it my oomph and my best and everything else as well. Because, as you know, setting up your own business and trying all these things, you have to fail and get up again and try and succeed. And then add in immigration to that as well. It's just huge. So
Yeah.
yeah, but it's amazing. So yeah, so we live a no, I live a big adventurous life, and I wouldn't want it any other way. And yeah, it's great. And again, the biggest factor in that is taking the action to make things happen for you and clearing space and time for you to do what you want to do. But it's just literally booking the flight and turning up and getting on the plane. It's like if you want to quit alcohol, what do you do? It's a massive mind thing as well, but everything takes a bit of timing, a bit of planning, and a bit of dedication, and you eventually get to where you want to go. Small steps, small actions, and you get there.
And
And
then
yeah,
from an inspiration perspective, when we completed our coaching and our diploma, you were doing a course or a program. You were doing that the Brian Tracy and the frog, and you were showing up consistently, weren't you? You were doing the hard mile at that time, and you're continuing to do it. So you're doing those. You're walking the talk, as it were.
trying to. Yeah, I tend to. One thing I've very much learned over the last few months is you do have your limits. There is only so much you can do before you have a breaking point. Um, I nearly reached mine, which is a really good tool to know, especially as you age, and how you have your language around there, and how your attitude to life is. But yeah, so the business is my current business is on like a gentle flow. There's a bit of social media going on. I just finished with one coaching client. We did a few little bits, but nothing big. But when I get to Australia, it will be let's go for this now. So it'll be out networking, learning about how people do their bits and bobs in the with the business side of things in Australia, finding a little swim community, finding the alcohol-free community, and then just finding that connection within that, which is going to be me. And then really finding out those things to get that business development going. Yeah, really. So that you don't realize how much it takes to set up a business. Like, but when you want it, and when you know you get that one coaching session that like you buzz off, not you're not you being coached, but you coaching someone else, and you're giving them such an amazing session. You're like, this is what I'm doing this for as well. So, but yeah, it's a sense of purpose, a sense of dignity for people. Is it dignity? Is that the right word? Sounds like old age. But like just a sense of people giving them being and stuff as well. And for me, like the water fits in perfectly with me because it's just such a beautiful thing, water. And we're made up of 70% of it, right? So
That's right. So,
get your hat on and come and join me. So that's what I say.
and you've always been a swimmer. You've enjoyed swimming.
Yes. Yeah. Basically, I was, but yeah, my mum's always been chucking me in the water for as a little kid. And yeah, I mean, I don't remember any holidays where I wasn't swimming in that. I don't remember anywhere where I wasn't trying to do something water based, if not jumping off cliffs, learning to dive, just diving off boats and everything else as well. So but yeah, so we're off to my big adventure. Not that this all isn't a big adventure, but we're off to Costa Rica with one of my friends. And we're going to go and do some diving there. And might have to go at a free diving class as well. So but yeah, I think water's very, even if you don't get in it, it's therapeutic, isn't it? Just to hear waves or just to be near that calming sense of a big body of water, like a lake or a river. I just think it's a wonderful noise and calming experience, and just amazing feeling to being that weightlessness. And this, to me, it's massively about the wildlife. For my adventure is to push myself and my confidence further so I can get out and like dive and snorkel with whale sharks. That's my ultimate, ultimate list. And then sea creatures like quite scary. So, but yeah, so yeah, it's great. I love doing it and I love seeing it. But yeah, I think it's brilliant. Yeah, always a water person.
And if you were to offer anybody who's listening the therapeutic benefits of and the creative swimming is all, is there anything else around coaching or awareness that you've said where you felt that you might have reached the point where there is that awareness that it's too much? Is there anything, any advice, any tips that you would give to people day to day as to how to manage their well-being and to cope with everything that we have thrown at?
Yeah. I mean, if you're looking at water for well-being, you don't even have to leave your house because you've got a bath for a start. So where I was shutting down a 3-bedroom house and I managed to injure myself too, was working a full-time job, doing the coaching business and looking after a dog. For me, I ended up having to basically stop with a lot of the injuries in that. So what I did was I just started doing Epsom salt baths every night.
Okay, yeah.
That really helped. I try to swim as much, dip, because it's in the cold months. I try to dip at least once a week. So that with that one, I planned it. So most of my time was spent connecting with people just in near water as well. So when I got to that burnout phase, I was like, right, let's stop everything. What's the bare minimum you have to do? You have a deadline of this to get to Australia by. How are you going to cope to get there? What are your coping mechanisms in? And I was like, well, sleep is and well-being. Sleep for me is, I very much struggle with sleep. That's a personal thing I really still need to work on, as we all have our own personal things. But I can certainly rest. I can certainly remain calm. I can certainly have some connection with friends. So taking regular baths, that helped me, especially in the cold months, to calm myself down and calm my muscles down. And then just going swimming once or twice a week with one or two friends. So it was really really controlled, but I had connection. I got outdoors and I got that really benefits of just being in the water and being calm. And also we're in England and it's the cold water, so that having to learn to manage your breathing, control your stress, can keep your getting that vagus nerve nice and calm as well, and being peaceful as well. And yeah, it really worked. And then I started walking in the new year as well, and I generally, where I walk, I tend to try and walk near water as well when I can. So where we're here in Seattle, my friend Kelly likes to walk down by a place called Alki, and it's very much a beach place, and there's water there, so I'm probably going to jump in the water there as well, which is lovely as well. But yeah, so for the burnout side of things, yeah, it's real if you take on too much. But the big thing is to stop, look around you where you're at. Is this what you want? Is this what you need? How can you help just maintain the benefits, the general things to keep you coping each day as well? And then just looking at what's really causing your burnout. Is there a deadline to it? Is this something you can remove? And yeah, for me, looking at ways to help water and use water to help me improve my well-being as well.
So that removing what isn't serving you and adding in what is serving you. Sounds like good advice, Helz.
Yeah, absolutely. So yes, I'd highly recommend giving yourself a good year to plan an immigration. So which is what we did about, I think everything went through from about June, and it's now nearly March, so, and I'm nearly there. So but yeah, so but if you don't have a dog, it's a lot easier. So it's fine.
Although you
But
wouldn't be
yeah,
able to.
no, of course not. He's my baby. So but minimalism has been a wonderful tool in the last few weeks as well. So I've got a 3-bedroom house down to what I believe is about 2 car loads now. So, and then there's more being done to that as well. So yeah, definitely. So giving yourself time, space, and minimalism, and also not drinking alcohol. We know this one's a massive, massive, wonderful thing. We haven't actually talked about it.
No, but it has been something that has been you know, in terms of a resource, in terms of how it served us and brought about an awful lot of positive health change, but also mental health change. I guess it's huge.
Yes, definitely.
So. And thank you very much. It's been really, I'm conscious that you're going off to exploring Seattle and then starting exploring all of the different wonderful places that you are. Where, if people, and obviously at the moment it's to contact you, well, that said, we're all online. So where would be the best place people want to connect with you? How's find you?
I'm currently on Facebook and Instagram, and Instagram is at Yellow Hat Coaching. So literally just the word yellow, the object hat, and coaching, and the same on Facebook, Yellow Hat
I'll put
Coaching.
those links in anyway. But thank you very much for joining me today. It's been really, really great to speak to you, and enjoy every moment of the next couple of months and beyond. Thanks, Helz.
Okay, take care. I'll speak to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.